And we got a couple more things to get to before we get out of here. I know we got to get out of here in a second. New Music Friday, right? Jeezy's leaving Def Jam. Is that a deal? You think that's going to change the way his music is? Think that's going to be... I was going to say you think we're going to hear Street Jeezy more, but Jeezy's always been signed to Def Jam. That's why this is very significant to me that he's leaving Def Jam. He said he was signed by Kevin Liles. Kevin Liles left Def Jam in 2002.
Whew. First of all, I thought it was L.A. Reid who signed Jeezy.
I was watching Jeezy.
We have some conflicting stories going on because if I'm not mistaken, L.A. Reid literally saw Jeezy. Jeezy came to the Def Jam offices with the rose gold set on before any paperwork was signed, and L.A. Reid literally asked him, "Will you please stop doing whatever it is?"
If it's an inaccuracy, Jeezy said it because on
Jeezy said that too. That's what I'm saying.
Because Jeezy said on his, it was TV One, whatever special they do, right? He said that Kevin Liles signed him to Def Jam. That's what he said.
I need him to get his story right. He said L.A. Reid signed him first. Get your story right.
Jermaine Johnson with the Super Chat says, if the quality gap can move you down a spot, shouldn't Biggie, Pac, Pun, Andre, etc. be off the top 20 list? All of their contemporaries have passed them in the quantity, but by double and quadruple, right? Okay.
I was rude to Jeezy once before I knew who he was. I was in a spot in Buckhead where he had bought out the bar. I was like, who the fuck this nigga think he is? I was standing right next to him at the bar. He looked at me. I was like,
I want to respond to what Jermaine said, though. If we're talking about the quantity thing, right? I get that. But when you're talking about Pac and Biggie specifically, they have volume of songs that are going to be here forever. Now, it's not going to be a lot of people that you could say, especially if we're talking like going 20 deep, like in the verses, right? How many people can you say could go 20 deep with Biggie, even though his catalog is short?
Like, actually, like, hold on.
Yeah.
As in competitively or...
competitively. And beat Biggie in a 20-song
That's what I mean. Who's beating Big?
Yeah, like with 20... Like, you could have 10 albums and not beat Big in that.
Pac, Jay,
yeah.
Nas.
It's a very short list.
Rakim.
And this man only has
Ice
two
Cube.
albums. I don't know if Ice Cube could beat him. I mean...
You said competitive. That's why I was like, if you're talking about victory, it's Pac, Nas, and Jay. If you're talking competitively, I'm going to put Ice Cube in there. Because Ice Cube can use the NWA stuff too. He can play some Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah, he can.
Right, he can play Fuck the Police. Right.
Scarface.
If I'm not mistaken, he wrote Express Yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cube can give Big some run.
Big's a writer too. I think for me, man, that's what puts Big over too. Big's writing ability at that time. He wrote for Junior Mafia. He wrote a lot for Kim on Hardcore. Mm-hmm. I think he did some stuff for Puff on No Way Out. I think Mace and Jada were a part of that too. But that's a lot. You did all that and then you did a double album? That's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? And the feature run?
His work ethic is what might be going understated.
Yeah.
It's not like Big was chilling.
Yeah, he was not. And it was high-level shit, too.
He was recording at a Tupac and Nas-like pace, maybe.
And at the time, think about all the features he was on. All of them were killer. Can't Stop the Rain, Victory, Only You, with 112, and even the R&B stuff with Can't You See with Total.
Every time you call Meth the feature king, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, but...
Yeah, the Can't You See with Total or whatever. B-side with the Brat, all of these verses are great. I never knew that you never had a clue on who was the king of the street. So deep in a Range Rover Jeep, Gats under the seat. Come on, man.
So the inflation that we have with Big is about the fact that we never got that Gasoline Dreams drop off from him.
Yeah, exactly.
But listen to what I'm saying. And Jay. And
Disco King Mario, shout out.
Disco King Mario, shout out. North Carolina in the house again. We got to see Jay and Nas have drop-off moments. Yeah. Tupac ascended. So he actually never really dropped off. He ascended, but he wasn't always what he was.
Right.
Stop thinking that wasn't going to happen to Big.
Yeah.
We got to be realistic.
Yeah.
Happens to everybody. Remember the second part of War and Peace from Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Like, not Volume 1. Volume 1 is dope. It's really, really underrated project. Volume 2, it was like, oh, there it go.
Yeah.
Like, okay. It's like, okay, it was bound to happen. Been listening to the nigga since '88. Took him till '99 to make something I didn't like.
It was gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Mad Max to the super chat says, hip hop Mayweather, Mike. That's Jay-Z. You mad? He told you what he would be, and he been rapping since '89 and blew up in '98. How that not Brady-ish? Battling to get on. I mean, it's not Brady-ish because there's no Tampa Bay, right? You know, unless you guys feel like American Gangster somehow is Tampa Bay, and we're not. People aren't acknowledging the drop-off that Jay is experiencing now. That's the delusional part.
He hasn't made anything.
Like, let's just acknowledge that.
Okay, so the last thing that he made was classic level was in 2007. The last thing that he made was of great level was what, 2010? When did Blueprint 3 come out? 10? 11? 9? Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm.
So 7 and 9 were his last shining moments. We're in 2023.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tom Brady was great. You know, like beginning to end. Okay, the end.
Yeah,
all right.
Kind of not the same.
All right, kind of not the same thing.
All right, so for the music that's coming out Friday, we got Ross and Meek. We got Jeezy dropping the album, first one off of Def Jam, or not on Def Jam, rather.
Is he independent now, I would assume?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a route for him.
And then so you got that and Benny. Do you think we have any album of the year contenders that are dropping Friday?
Benny.
Okay. Benny and Hit Boy.
Better be.
Yeah?
It better be.
The stakes is high.
I ain't joking.
Stakes are incredibly high. You know what worries me?
No more hall passes. I want a great album.
You know what worries me is that Benny was out here critiquing critics. And if you're in the studio cooking up what you're cooking up, you should welcome the criticism. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I know that I'm in the studio, and I don't doubt this, I'm just saying as a listener, I'm just being honest with the fans, that kind of worries me. Because if I know I'm in the studio cooking up my best shit, I don't give a fuck about critics right now.
I think differently.
Okay.
I truly, truly feel like he's about to deliver. I
hope so. Hope I'm wrong.
I have a few reasons to believe this. First of all, the last time I heard him and Conway on a record together, I actually thought Benny had the better verse. And
we should do a station head.
And I can't remember the last time we should do a station head for Benny. He deserves it. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the last time. Matter of fact, I do remember the last time. Last time I thought Benny out-rapped Conway on a record they were on together was George Bondo. That was 2020.
Yeah.
So I do feel like he has leveled up a little bit, and Conway has taken a step back a little bit. So I feel like it's more of an even playing field just within his camp. Might be the best MC in his camp right now. Arguably, I think this album is going to tell it. And his camp's pretty big and pretty great, so that means something. But Mike, if we haven't learned anything from this run that we've been on doing this pod, well, Hit Boy's been the best album producer while we've been doing this run.
Yeah.
And he has the best album producer of the 2020s in his back pocket.
Yep.
And think about this. Here's how you need to look at it. Burden of Proof and KD1 came out the same year.
Yep.
About 3 months apart. Now, I don't know how you feel about the beats from KD1 and the beats from Burden of Proof, but I feel like Hit's gotten much, much better since then.
I think I feel the same way.
And he's become a better album sequencer and album maker. And so, only thing I don't want Benny to fall in the trap of trying to do is that timeless bullshit he did with Lil Wayne and Big Sean.
Yeah.
That's where that album got hurt to me. It's like,
nah,
nigga, Sly Green, One Way Flight. What's the Griselda joint?
Mm-hmm. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, $1 million deals in the cocaine spot. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like he don't gotta do our favorites. He don't gotta do Rubber Bands and Wait. He don't gotta do 97 Hove and Rick.
Yeah.
I'm not asking him to do that, but I do feel like this is gonna be it. How about this? I expect this album, at worst, to be a top 5 album this year. And that's at worst. At best, album of the year, realistic expectation is for me for it to be right behind Magic 3.
Okay.
I expect it to be better than the Killer Mike and the J Skis. And if it's not, I'm going to talk about them.
Jadarian with the super chat said, are we doing a station head for Benny? Y'all think we should?
I think he deserves one. I mean, we're supposed to support the disenfranchised.
Yeah,
and
I agree. That's what we're here for.
And for whatever critiques, and I know that I'm telling you, he's taking some jabs at us, most notably me, in the past. I don't give a fuck about none of that because I think he's great. But people like him are who I want to support because it's fucking absurd that Griselda only has one gold plaque, Mike.
Yeah. And we should support that.
And that's what I want to support. They've been too great for hip hop. They have put a battery in too many old niggas' backs who we love for them to be walking around with one gold plaque. And about that, I'm going to support their movement all the time. I don't give a shit how they feel about me personally. Like, literally could care less. So.
Well, shit, on that note, then, I mean, I think we got some more stuff that we could have covered, but I know we got to get up out of here. But
yeah.
On that note, I think we're going to do the station head for Benny, tomorrow? Midnight?
We might need to hit up the homie LT and get some confirmation.
Yeah. We can hit up LT.
Which, you heard LT shit?
I did. LT shit's nice.
We're going to talk about LT soon.
Yeah, we should.
We should. We got to support LT too.
It's funny, man. He hit me, and my days have been crazy.
I hit him when I was in Phoenix.
But yeah, he hit me, and he sent me the music. He kept hitting me like, yo, you heard this yet? You heard this yet? I hadn't got to it yet. And I wasn't going to lie to him, be like, yo, I heard it, whatever. When I finally did, I was like, yo, this is hard.
Okay, so originally when we did the cipher, I wanted to include LT in the cipher.
Oh, okay.
And now you see why.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's that's North Carolina again standing up.
Ah, there it is.
Carolina
shout out to
house.
Carolina.
Yeah, shout out to Rhapsody.
Shout out to Rhapsody. And yeah, Hit Boy needs to make a full album with her too.
And J. Cole.
Yeah.
Me and Six was on the phone today. So me and Six talked for like 2 hours today. I hit Six and was talking to him about a few things. And he called me right back, which he never fucking does. He was like, yeah, I left my wallet at home. I just looked at my job and told him I'm going home. I ain't coming back. So, so he was at the crib chilling, but we were having some of our hip hop talks. You know what I'm saying? And, Six kind of reminded me that it's like, don't lose course or sight of the mission, Coop. You know what I'm saying? This is my big cousin. And he's my cousin, but he's more like my big brother. We were raised like brothers. And he's like, don't lose sight of the mission. You know what I'm saying? And who you're doing this for and why you're doing it. Why we started doing this is to put motherfuckers on.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Me and Six started our shit to like put West Boulevard on, to build a legacy for our family. And so it's like, nah, like guys like LT, I want to put them on. Yeah. But also two cousins just like me. When we started talking about Cole, he was talking about the Yachty record. Then he went and talked about the first person shooter record. I got to leave people with this. And he told me this. This is Cuz. And Cuz is more of a head than me. He's like, niggas don't understand that Drake's shit is so immaculate in terms of the money that he makes and how many trophies he has hanging on the wall that he don't ever got to release first person shooter. He knows he got bodied by Cole on it. He did that for the fans, like we were talking about.
And he did that for Cole to get another number one too. Or right. Number one. I think that might have been his first number one.
Right. Yeah. And so it's like to hear my gangsta ass, like hip hop, like, you know what I mean? Like Six don't play that shit. Like Six hate all, like you think I hate the happy shit? No, he don't want to hate all the happy shit. So to hear him talk about Drake that way, I was like, damn. This is why I always listen to Fam, because even for like his aesthetics and his taste, he's always unbiased about it. But he also said the same thing I said. Stop all this feature shit and give us an album. North Carolina stand up.
North Carolina stand up. Chris Daughtery with the super chat says, Coop, don't disrespect Ross. Well, I hope that Ross and Meek Mill shit's great.
I talk about Rick Ross more glowingly than anybody else I know in this space.
Nah, that's real. I can't wait to hear what their album's like, too. I mean, because you got Jeezy and Ross pretty much dropping the same day, pretty much. You know what I mean? Obviously, Meek Mill's on there also. And I think both of these guys need this album.
They do.
I mean, all three of the guys that are releasing need this album.
How about this? Because of where Meek and Ross are in their careers, I'm not expecting an album of the year. Mm-hmm. But it can be a contender, but they're going to have to surprise me and prove it. Because here's what I'm going to tell you. Like, what's your favorite Ross Meek song?
What's that one? It was Meek's single.
See My Problem?
It's the name of that
why
song.
my expectations for the album are the way that they are, where it's like, I want to temper that and wait till I hear it.
But really, man, in my personal opinion,
So Sophisticated?
That's more on Meek than it is on Ross.
Oh, definitely, unequivocally.
Yeah.
But still, So Sophisticated is the best song they've done together?
Sophisticated?
Yeah.
No,
Meek on So Sophisticated?
That's not the record I'm thinking about.
That's the best one in my opinion.
I'm a Boss is what I'm thinking about.
I like So Sophisticated better. Neither one of those records are good enough, though. Not for who they are. That's what I mean.
I'm expecting great production.
I'm going to be honest with niggas. It's Ross. It's the best beat picker of all time, arguably.
I think he might be. Yeah, I can't wait to talk about this Monday. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to be talking Jeezy. We're going to talk Ross and Meek. And we're definitely going to be talking Benny. Let's do this station.
Are we going to actually have to do a show where we talk about rap albums from beginning to end?
Yep.
You would think we were doing a hip-hop podcast where we review albums, Mike.
Yeah, that's where this thing started. For the people who are just now joining us, in 2020, people were dropping albums damn near every week. So we actually had new albums to actually do a whole podcast
Mike,
on.
in 2020, in 2021, I lost almost all my friends because there was so much rap for me to listen to on a week-to-week and day-to-day basis that I literally was coming up. I was like, no, I got to listen to this shit for the show. So no, I'm not going anywhere. No, you kiss my ass. No.
Well, Friday's going to be one of those days again. Well, shit, we're going to be able to listen to the Benny that, at midnight with the people. So that should be fun.
Right.
All right, hit like and subscribe, everybody. We're going to keep y'all updated on that station head. And, yeah, appreciate y'all joining us.
Feels good to be back in the yo.
A2HH Live.
Gang.